Are you okay?
Get off the car.
Are you okay?
Por favor, ayúdenme.
Are you okay?
Está bien.
¿Puedo llamar a mi mamá?
Are you okay?
Por favor. No.
Are you okay?
So this mother was arrested by ICE on her way to work in Kenilworth, a wealthy Chicago suburb. She's crying now, begging for somebody to help her. She's saying that she has daughters and that she wants to call her mom. And the woman recording keeps asking if she's okay. And the ICE agent has the audacity to respond, she's alright. ¿Y a ti quién te preguntó? She's alright. She's not okay, pinche cabeza de papa. She's terrified. You're taking her away from her kids, from her family. And you think it's alright to watch a woman collapse in fear? And again, this isn't some big bad criminal getting caught. This ain't no MS-13 member. This is just a mother who was probably just trying to make a decent life for her kids. And then they grab her in broad daylight in a neighborhood where they probably don't even have to worry about paying their bills. Seeing her face of desperation, asking for somebody to help her, just makes me question how these ICE agents can go back home to their families and sleep at night.
A mother in Massachusetts is living every parent's nightmare right now. Her 13-year-old son, Arthur, was taken by ICE, and not a grown man, not a criminal, a child. He was arrested after police got what they called a, quote, credible tip, unquote. But before his mom could even get to the station, ICE had already taken him. No answers, no phone call, nothing. She is from Brazil, here legally, waiting on an asylum decision since 2021. She said she waited at the police station for an hour before being told her son was gone. She didn't even know where until he finally called her from a detention center, then another detention center, first in Massachusetts, then Virginia. And he's been crying on the phone, terrified, saying that ICE took him. Now, ICE and the Department of Homeland Security are saying one thing, and local police are saying another. DHS claimed that the boy had a weapon. Everett's mayor said that's flat out false. The judge has already ordered ICE to explain why this kid is even being held. But as of last night, they still haven't provided a clear answer. His lawyer says this violates his Fifth Amendment rights. His community is demanding his release. People packed the Everett City Council meeting chanting for Arthur to come home. And they're right. No child should be treated like this. This isn't some political debate. This is about a mother who can't hug her son, who doesn't even know when she'll hear from him again. And if this can happen to a 13-year-old, what does that say about the system that's supposed to protect families, not destroy them? So share this story. Talk about this. The more people who know Arthur's name, the harder it becomes for them to make him disappear.
Alright, I ain't never been Mr. I Told You So. So with the news of the Chicago ICE raids, I'm still not gonna be that. But from now on, I need y'all to understand, if you are a black African American, if you are just brown or a POC, you are now immediately a target for ICE raids. In case you ain't know, them folks done ran up into an apartment complex in the middle of Chicago, and regardless of how them folks spoke, regardless of where they said they was from, regardless of how they appeared, they got thrown into a van and sent in for questioning. Some folks didn't get out until 3 a.m. and that's for the older elderly women. That means that is an illegal search. That is an illegal arrest, going into your property, search and seizure, and then sending you in for questioning. And if you had a warrant out for your arrest, you're not getting sent back. That is not normal. That is not okay. That is civilly unrest. So with that news now being understood, all the people in Illinois, I'm sure you know by now, but the governor informed everyone to record everything, to narrate everything, to look at badge and to look out for a badge number and document that too. So for all my African Americans, I need y'all to understand, if them folks come up to you for questioning and they do not give you a badge or a badge number, you do not have to comply. I'm gonna say that again. I'm not telling you what to do, but this is something we've seen in our history. They already sending national troops to Memphis, so it's quite clear that they are now attempting to police us in very illegal legal measures. They already got spyware going on and all that. But what's really more important right now for you to understand, there are plenty of resources online, and you need to go into that, look at it, and figure out what to do whenever you are potentially questioned by ICE. Also, what's necessary is if you are someone in a city that you're unfamiliar to, you don't got family there, you don't got anything of the sort, there are plenty of organizations there that are based on immigration advocacy, that are based on African American solidarity, that are based on just being a POC or regardless of what you identify as. Go to that and make that your community. It's time that all of us, we need to be more caring and more cognizant of each other's existence. Watch out for the next man's back, watch out for the next neighbor's back, and just be a little bit more understanding of everyone around you. Get to know your neighbor if you don't. Get to know their name. You know what I'm saying? It's time that you actively do a little bit more to be paying attention of the safety of your neighborhood, because right now what Trump's doing is targeting any major city that is potentially outspoken, and any major city that got black people. And you need to be cognizant of that. Do as much research as you can so you know what to do in case you get questioned. And please, 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 once again, if you see your neighbor potentially at risk, find some people that don't look like ICE agents, that look like ICE agents but potentially could be a dupe. Make sure it is known that you are there bearing witness, and let that next person know if they aren't identifying themselves that they don't have to comply. Just make sure you are safe. It's a lot of grifters out there, it's a lot of bounty hunters, and it's a lot of people out there getting ready to take advantage of the situation. And I'm not trying to fearmonger, but just inform. The illegal arrests and the search and seizures and the lack of warrants going on, that ain't gonna be sustainable. But right now, remaining informed is the best thing you can do, major city or not.
Fam, stop what you're doing right now. There are reports that ICE is detaining black people in ways that are raising alarms. Yes, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, the agency most people think of when it comes to deportations, is reportedly targeting black communities. Oh my God. In this video, I'm reacting to the latest news, breaking down what's happening, why it matters, and what it means for the black community in America. Stay with me, you don't want to miss this. Let's get into it.
So the fear-mongering has got to stop. Like, y'all are saying, oh, they're deporting black Americans. No, they're not. Because of what happened in Chicago, that building was riddled with Venezuelan gang members. That's who they were targeting, and that's who they were looking for. I'm so over this rhetoric that we're immigrants and we need to be afraid. I'm so over the fear-mongering tactics. Yes, I saw the videos. I saw the news clippings of the black women saying that they were detaining kids. That shit is fucking like diabolical. It's very unfortunate, and absolutely something needs to be done. We absolutely need to talk about this. We absolutely need to fucking do whatever it is we need to do to make sure that things like this are not a normal reoccurrence. However, those people were let go. Like, they didn't send them to Guantanamo Bay. And you also have to keep in mind that there are immigrants that are also black. So if you see someone getting deported that looks like me, maybe they're Caribbean and maybe they're African. So stop with the fear-mongering tactics. They went up in that building in Chicago to get the Venezuelan gang members. We've been under siege. We've been under attack. Literally. We are the blueprint for the resistance in this country. I don't think that it's okay that they use brute force against anybody, no matter your background, your hue of complexion. I'm not in agreement with that. I definitely do not fuck with touching kids, period. Like, I'm just not, none of it is okay. And I feel like when you all hear me say, you know, black Americans aren't immigrants, or when we would be like, this is not our fight, that mostly stemmed from the fact that there has never been true solidarity between us and Latin communities. One-on-one, pockets of us, absolutely. We bang with each other in real life. Some of us are best friends. Some of us have children together. But as a collective, y'all even treat the Afro-Latinos like shit. So for me to see you all making these fear-mongering videos, it's like, come on. We've been getting detained. Y'all don't remember stop and search that was going on in the 90s and the early 2000s? Am I saying it's okay? No, but we will continue to fight the good fight. However, we are not going to get deported by the droves, because even if you get detained, they got to run you through the system and find out who you are. So stop with the fear-mongering tactics. This is not the way to get us to come outside. And do we need to fight back? Yes, but we are not fighting for the same thing. If you know, you know. Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
ICE is detaining black people in Chicago. Do you understand? We told y'all it was going to start with Hispanic people and immigrants, and they were already going after Haitians, already going after my people. So I've been saying this, but like they're now detaining, ICE is now detaining black people in Chicago. They just raided a whole apartment complex. Ain't that crazy? They raided a whole apartment complex. And it didn't matter what you were doing in your apartment. You had people roll up in your house, detain you. And if you had a warrant out, they kept you. That's like, what are you doing in my house in the first place? They're detaining black people in Chicago. So, okay. All right. So what now? When does when do we stop working and start working? You know, like, because I don't understand, like, what do we do now?
So recent reports indicate that ICE isn't only detaining undocumented immigrants from Latin America. Black immigrants are increasingly being caught up in raids and detention. Yeah, some of those targeted are long-term residents, asylum seekers, or people trying to live lawful lives. The community response is fear and outrage because this is happening while many people assume Black Americans or legal residents are safe from ICE. Why this is concerning, detaining Black people highlights systemic bias in immigration enforcement. It creates fear in the community, discourages people from seeking help or reporting crimes. Yeah, families are being torn apart. Oh my God. Parents detained, children left behind, communities shaken. ICE has always disproportionately targeted vulnerable communities, but targeting Black immigrants has received less media coverage than Latino communities. Yeah, we can see it everywhere. Historically, Black immigrants have faced double discrimination, racial bias, immigration enforcement. This is not just immigration law, this is about human rights, equality, and justice. Community organizations, activists, and lawyers are speaking out. Social media. Social media is amplifying stories of ICE targeting Black people. Some calls for policy reform, oversight, and accountability for racial bias in immigration enforcement. This is unbelievable. So, what the Black community should know: know your right, okay? Legal help, immigration resources, community groups. Document everything. Yeah, document everything, report abuses, and support families affected. And also, awareness is key. Don't assume detentions won't touch your community. Don't assume that. This is about justice and equity. ICE targeting Black immigrants is underreported, but it's real. Yeah, it's real. We have to stay informed, spread awareness, and support affected families. Yeah, that's all I had to say about this. Thank you so much for watching. This is not just immigration news, it's about human lives and justice. Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this video to educate your community, and subscribe for more reaction videos exposing issues that affect Black people in America. Yeah. So stay informed, stay safe out there. Catch you next time. Bye.